This is the Tyrant, one of the first vampire classes available in the war for Nosgoth. Massive shock troopers from Clan Turlum, Tyrants are brutish, heavy-handed punishers that specialize in absorbing damage and smashing their prey. Harness the Tyrant's superior strength and use his charge attack to run headlong into enemies, knocking down anyone with whom you collide. You can also unlock the Tyrant's Marathon special, which is essentially a longer charge attack balanced by an extended cooldown time. Jump attack is an unlockable area of effect special that Tyrants use to leap into the air and slam down onto enemies. This attack is great for escaping multi-human ambushes or breaking up groups of would-be aggressors. Tyrants can also fracture the very earth beneath them using the shockwave attack. Once unleashed, it sends a powerful tremor directly towards the enemy, knocking them right off their feet. When the Tyrant unleashes his ground slam, he stuns and damages all nearby enemies with a powerful smash. This maneuver is excellent for crowd control and can even interrupt enemy combos mid-strike. There's always the multi-damage potential of the throw ability. With it, the Tyrant can grab nearby humans and hurl them into obstacles on elevated planes, and then watch them fall to the ground for additional damage. The Tyrant can also use Ignore Pain to temporarily harden his skin and reduce the damage he takes. As a trade-off, the Tyrant cannot attack for as long as Ignore Pain is active. With ENRAGE, the Tyrant's ENRAGE state allows him to gain strength and damage bonuses as he takes damage himself. The lower his life force, the more deadly he becomes. In addition to his impressive skill set, the Tyrant's look is also customizable. Several different skins can be purchased from the in-game store, including the Evolved Turlum, which can be purchased or unlocked by players who ascend through the levels. Additional skins, like the Gilded Colossus, Armor of the Imperial Guard, and the Gladiator's Aegis are also available. And that's the Tyrant of Clan Turlum. Mix and match your favorite combination of special, primary, and secondary abilities to create your own version of Nosgoth's own brutish warrior.
This fight will be ours.
The Sentinel, an unlockable vampire class that rules the skies in the war for Nosgoth. The devolved descendants of Clan Razilim, Sentinels have developed large wings that allow them limited flight for scouting and striking unsuspecting enemies from above. With KIDNAP, the Sentinel can use his powerful wings to glide through the air, pick up a human enemy, and drop them for massive damage. A variation of the KIDNAP ability, the ABDUCT skill still carries enemies into the sky, but wounds them during the flight. This attack can be more reliable for less experienced Sentinels, but can also offer more damage for those skilled enough to exploit it. Sentinels that use their wing flap can send a powerful gust of air towards their enemies that will knock down and stun those caught in its wake. When used properly, the wing flap is an excellent first move in a combination of multiple attacks for severe offensive damage. One of the most useful supportive abilities the Sentinel has is his Puncture attack. With it, he thrusts his wings talons forward to impale humans at close range. While flying, the Sentinel can use his dive bomb to enter a deadly spiral towards the ground, damaging any nearby enemies on impact. Another benefit of the dive bomb is that it is immune to most human stun attacks. Not all of the Sentinel's abilities are necessarily offensive. The Echolocation skill, for example, uses a sonic screech to reveal enemy locations. Echolocation is an amazing ability that allows Sentinels to see through any building or cover that humans may use to hide. While flying, the Sentinel's AIRSTRIKE attack will hurl an explosive bomb towards the ground. Its powerful detonation is immediate and has a huge area of effect, ensuring lots of damage, particularly against large groups of humans. The Sentinel can also employ a primarily defensive skill known as TAKEOFF. Using his wings to blast off into the air, the Sentinel's takeoff ability can not only damage nearby enemies, but also nullifies any stun attacks that human enemies attempt. Like all classes in Nosgoth, the Sentinel is highly customizable. Multiple skins can be found in the in-game store, including the evolved Razilim skin. Additional skins, like the Iridescent Chitin, Marauder's Carapace, and the Hammerhead Husk are also available. And that ends our look at the Sentinel, the last remnants of the once proud clan Razilim. Mix and match your favorite combination of special, primary, and secondary abilities to create your own variation of Nosgoth's Terror of the Skies.
None shall stop me.
Let's take the fight to them.
The Scout, an unlockable human class in the War for Nosgoth. Scouts are a pitiless, highly professional faction of deadly archers loyal to the Watchers of Dark Eden. The compound bow is a fundamental building block of the Scout's arsenal. It's an accurate ranged weapon that can be used in practically any combat scenario. The swift bow is a smaller, speedier alternative to the compound bow. Though it does slightly less damage than its counterpart, it can be drawn and fired much more quickly. The Stormbow is a modified bow that shoots explosive arrows that detonate shortly after impact. The construction makes it ideal for dividing groups of aggressive vampires. Its slightly slower firing speed and smaller ammo clip are the compromise. The Scout's Warbow is a mighty ranged weapon that knocks vampires off their feet when fully drawn. Though powerful, its longer draw times, coupled with a smaller clip and ammo pool, require careful planning before unleashing your shot. The Throw Knives ability is a classic method for stunning vampires in their tracks. When used, they'll halt all enemy movement and interrupt many vampire attacks already in progress. One of the Scout's signature abilities, Camouflage, cloaks its user to become almost invisible, allowing him to move among the shadows without being detected. However, firing a weapon or using another ability reveals the Scout's position immediately. Scouts can be excellent battlefield supporters, and the Mark Target ability is a prime example. It fires a special tracer shot that tags enemy vampires, increasing the damage they take from all humans and making them visible to the entire team for a limited time. When Scouts use the volley attack, they hurl a flare-like device that summons a rain of arrows from a distant group of archers. This ability is superb for interrupting groups of vampires in outdoor locations only, specifically those using the rooftops to navigate the area. The volley's use on enemies hiding indoors, however, is not recommended. The Scout's Trap ability places a deadly shrapnel-based ambush that explodes the moment vampires walk over it. It's an exceptional choice for tactical minds that prefer to lure their enemies along specific paths without endangering themselves. Turrets are purely offensive weaponry. Once placed, it fires in all directions for rapid-fire damage. Unlike volley, it can be used indoors, but can't be thrown into positions with higher elevations than the Scout himself. The grappling hook is a mobility device that attaches to special points on walls for easy upward mobility and an improved vantage point. Hanging ropes dangling from various ledges throughout Nosgoth mark its usable locations. This is a guaranteed way to meet the vampires face-to-face on their own turf. Like all classes and races in Nosgoth, the Scout is completely customizable. Multiple skins can be purchased from the in-game store, including the Armor of the Watch, the Marksman's Regalia, the Blightstalker's Garb, and more. That concludes our look at the Scout of Dark Eden. Mix and match your favorite combination of weapon, primary, and secondary abilities to create your own version of the Watcher's loyal servants.
Every leech will die.